So today I'm jumping into CJC 1295, no DAC, and ipamorelin. I believe it's important that I make this video because I didn't cover certain topics in my last video of CJC 1295 and ipamorelin, and I've also gotten a lot of questions and comments on how to research these peptides still. So we're going to be covering some super important topics today. That way you guys have all the accurate, updated information that you need, so don't have to look anywhere else. Some of the topics that we're going to be covering today is separate vials of CJC 1295, no DAC, and ipamorelin, so you know how to research them separately, no blends. And we're also going to be covering storage because FDA has now banned peptides, going over if women should be researching CJC 1295 and ipamorelin. That being said, we have some very important topics that we're going to be covering today, and let's just jump into it. Just so you guys know, CJC 1295 is just a generic name for MOD-GRF. So if you guys are going to be researching CJC 1295 with no DAC separately with ipamorelin, then that's what you're going to be looking for. But we're just going to stick with CJC so there's nothing confusing, okay? Super important. I just want to go over separate vials. If you guys are researching CJC 1295 with no DAC and ipamorelin, then you guys want to research them in equal parts, all right? If you're doing 250 micrograms of CJC, you're gonna wanna do 250 micrograms of ipamorelin because they both hit different receptors in the body. The CJC is gonna hit the pituitary gland, which is a GHRH, and ipamorelin, a GHRP, is gonna hit a ghrelin hormone or the stomach area. You're not gonna oversaturate by doing equal parts. So it's very important that you guys understand, if you're gonna do 250 micrograms of CJC, do 250 micrograms of ipamorelin. 500 micrograms of CJC, 500 micrograms of ipamorelin. Always do them in equal parts. One thing I want to cover, I'm learning a lot about, is it actually takes about 200 to 250 micrograms to stimulate the pituitary gland enough to be able to get those anti-aging benefits. So I have heard of people not getting any results from these peptides, and me doing a lot more research, finding out 200 and under, you may get a little bit of benefits from the CJC by stimulating the pituitary gland, but 200 to 250 is a very, very conservative amount. So just know that, all right? If you guys are doing 150, you guys aren't gonna get the best benefits. Let's just say that. I know in my previous video, I said if you're gonna split your dosage of 300 micrograms, you could do 150 in the morning, 150 in the evening. If you guys are looking for anti-aging benefits, I'd recommend from anywhere 250 to 300 micrograms. You're looking to burn some fat and build some muscle and overall just get metabolic with these things, I'd say 300 to 500 micrograms is great. I'm not saying everybody is going to get the most insane benefits from these peptides, but you're definitely going to want to do the correct amount, and you're definitely going to want to do all protocols to get the best benefits from these peptides. I'd say 250 to 300 is a good place to start. That's that. All right, so let's just get into this peptide storage. So FDA has now just banned peptides, so people are buying peptides in bulk. So that little freeze-dried powder that you see on the bottom, that's called lyophilized. That means it's freeze-dried and it is very stable. But I want you guys to know how to store your peptides so that way you get maximum longevity and stability. So if your peptides are in transit, room temperature, they're good anywhere from 2 to 3 months, okay? But it is recommended as soon as you receive your peptides that you put them in the refrigerator. If you keep them in a 4 Celsius or 39 Fahrenheit in your refrigerator, they can stay good for 1 to 2 years. But if you're buying peptides, let's say for a month to 2 months worth, even more, 5 year, whatever, you want to keep them in the freezer from a negative 18 Celsius to a 0 Fahrenheit. This will ensure your peptides can last anywhere from 2 to 3 years, probably longer. After you reconstitute your peptide, the bacteriostatic water that you're putting into your peptide is just a preservative. It lasts 28 days. But some peptides have longer stability and shelf life than others, so they can last a little bit longer, but regardless, the preservative only keeps the peptide good for about 28 days. After that, it loses potency very, very quick. That's that right there. Cool. Maximum dosage. So a lot of people don't know this, but maximum dosage, even in my last video, I said you can do up to 500 micrograms of CJC 1295 and ipamorelin. Now learning you can do 750 micrograms of each peptide in one day. But this really is for athletes, people that are expending tons of energy, professional athletes, people that are always in the gym, bodybuilders, I don't care, professional wrestlers, Quidditch players, I don't know. I mean, this really does help regulate your hormones when you are doing larger amounts of CJC 1295 and ipamorelin, but it is very beneficial for those super athletes. That's maximum dosage. Do not exceed that. You do not do 750 micrograms at once. You could do 250 micrograms in the morning, 250 micrograms after a hard, intensive workout, 250 micrograms in the evening. You can also do 250 micrograms in the morning, and let's say you just want to do one big shot at night, 500 micrograms in the evening. With that being said, that is maximum dosage for CJC 1295, NODAC, and ipamorelin. So this is a very important topic I just want to cover real quick. Should women be doing peptides? Amino acids are very, very crucial for our body. Our body's made up of amino acids. It releases that HGH back into our system, so we get youthful maximum benefits. And so yes, it is very important that women and men research peptides. Quick, and that's that. CJC with DAC. I just want to cover this real quick. I don't know a lot about it, but the one thing I do know is you do not want to research it. The reason is it doesn't mimic the same release of HGH as CJC 1295 NODAC or MOD-GRF, and that doesn't mimic the way that our natural body releases it, so it is not beneficial for you. All right, it stays in the system longer. It's supposed to be out quick, so I wouldn't research it if I were you. Always make sure that you're researching your CJC 1295 with ipamorelin. Always make sure that you're researching tesamorelin with ipamorelin. Some